Well, it's time to plant your veggies, and whether you're a first-time grower or a seasoned green thumb, we could all use a little advice from an expert, and luckily we have one here with us today. Nick with LAWSON Landscaping is here to share some tips and tricks for getting started this spring. And I think the big thing that maybe most of us don't know what to do about is the soil. There's so many things that, does it need to be more acid, more alkaline?
Right.
What do we need to put in there?
The main thing that you want to do to start if you're growing a flower bed or a vegetable bed is getting your soil aerated. You'll do that by getting it turned over. You can dig down and flip it over. Also, adding compost to it is really going to enrich your soil. Vegetable gardens really enjoy that. Also, for any of your flower beds, it's an organic way to fertilize. Aerating your soil, tilling it once you've mixed these things in, the compost in, is really going to help to give your plants a really good start from the jump. Once you get to that point, depending on what you're growing, you got a lot of different fertilizers.
And that's what you've brought in here.
That's what I brought.
And you need to get specific with what you're trying to do in your yard.
Absolutely. It's not really one cure for all for fertilizers. You have a different fertilizer for each of the different plants or types of garden you have. Okay. Ironite is a product that will help the plants to absorb these chemicals that we're putting in. And to start, we have a premium bedding food, which is going to be more for your flowering annuals in your flower bed. Right now, all your spring annuals, perennials, also bougainvilleas, mandevillas, things like this. It'll really help keep those flowers.
How often do we have to do this?
This is about a 30-day that you can put it on. Quarterly as kind of a base that you can recommend, but if it's something blooming in particular, you really want to go about a 30-day regimen and keep it up. Each one has different instructions, but that's a good common
measure.
rule.
Okay, if you got trees.
So this is going to be for fruit trees, pecan trees, satsumas, Meyer lemons, any of that kind of stuff. They have a specific need, and this is what you're going to put down to really help them bloom good, which will then turn to good fruits on your tree.
And I understand sometimes we put it right by the trunk of the tree, and maybe that's not where we're supposed to put it.
Well, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the drip line of your plant or your tree. If you imagine spraying a water hose on a plant, wherever you see that outside water dripping down from the leaves, that's the area around the whole plant that you want to put it. Each one has a different amount, but a lot of these, kind of the inside of what your hand is a good amount. Okay. Always wear gloves.
All right. And then next to it is something for different kinds of trees.
This is an evergreen. This is a good common thing to put down for a lot of your different shrubs, trees, just something you can put throughout the flower bed for all your hawthorns, your oak trees, all your things that are staying green throughout the year.
Okay, and azaleas have their own food.
Azaleas, camellias, crepe myrtles, they're all going to have their very own fertilizer. They like a very acidic soil. Okay. So this fertilizer is going to raise those acid levels.
And then for our grass, now's the time to go ahead and get that product
This is the time for it. You really want to do it 4 times a year, but this is a new product by Bayer, and it has a post-emergent and pre-emergent herbicide in there, as well as the fertilizer. What that means is it's going to kill weeds that are in there now, and it's going to prevent weeds that are coming up in the future, and also fertilize the lawn.
All right, now's the time to get started getting that vegetable garden going. And if you don't even want to it's a lot of work to get it started.
It is.
But we can actually hire you to come in and make our beds for us and get us going.
I have some customers that have me come in, we'll get the soil aerated, get the beds built up, and basically get everything prepped for them to do their part. I have ones that have me just go ahead and plant it for them. This is the type of fertilizer you want to put down. This is really good for your vegetables, for feeding it and keeping them thriving and blooming well.
Okay, and you brought in some tomatoes and things. That's what we need to get going now.
Yeah, tomatoes and peppers, eggplants, there's some that just get a little bigger. That's going to be something real good for right now. Right. And the cucumber, squash, things like that by seed generally work just as good.
All right, well, if you'd like LAWSON Landscaping to get out there and start your vegetable garden for you, just give them a call. They'd be happy to come out and get you started, whether it's with flowers or something to eat this summer.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Well,